The stars outside Maya's window didn't feel the same anymore. They still shimmered softly over the Earth colony on Lunar Base 9, but the sparkle had lost its warmth. Everything felt colder now, ever since Jonah left. Jonah had been her closest friend for years, not just a friend, someone who made everything better. They'd studied together, trained together, and dreamed together. When the Galactic Empire opened new diplomatic posts, Jonah had volunteered to go to the outer planets. Maya had wanted to follow, but her assignment kept her on the moon. They promised to stay in touch. But that was 3 months ago. Now her messages went unread. Maya sat at the edge of her small room, looking out at the stars. Her tablet sat beside her, its message history frozen in time. She had typed so many drafts over the past week's letters, full of jokes, of memories, of confessions. But she never pressed send. What if he was too busy? What if he had changed? What if he had forgotten her? She touched the small pin on her jacket, a silver Earth emblem. Jonah had the same one. It was the last thing he gave her before he boarded the transport ship. "Keep it close," he had said with a smile. "You'll always have a piece of me with you." But now, even that felt like a lie. A knock echoed at her door. Commander Amari stepped in, eyes soft, still up Maya. "Yes, ma'am," she said, sitting straighter. "You've been quiet lately. Anything you want to talk about?" Maya shook her head. "I'm fine." The commander nodded, then paused. "You know, before I became a leader, I lost touch with someone I cared about, too. Sometimes, the distance isn't just space, it's fear." Maya looked at her. "Fear of what? Fear of not being remembered? Fear of finding out they moved on?" Imari gave a small smile. "But reaching out is how we stay human, even when the stars stretch too far between us." The door closed softly behind her. Maya sat still. She looked again at her screen. The last message from Jonah was short. "Arrived safely. The skies. Green here. Weird but beautiful." Nothing after that. Maya didn't want to be the one waiting anymore. She wanted to try. She wanted to be human, resilient, brave, and full of heart. So she started typing again. "Hi, Jonah. I don't know if you'll see this, but I hope you do. I miss you. It's strange here without you. The stars still shine, but they don't feel alive anymore. I keep thinking about the time we climbed the South Dome just to catch the Earthrise. You said it made you feel like we were small, but never alone. I didn't understand that back then. I think I do now. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you've changed. But I wanted you to know I haven't forgotten you. It's not even for a moment. We once promised we'd remind the galaxy who we are, not with power, but with our kindness. I'm trying. To remember that now, trying to be someone who reaches out, even when it's hard. Wherever you are, I hope the green sky still feels beautiful. I hope you still wear your Earth pin. I hope you haven't forgotten Lunar Base 9 or the girl who always beat you at Zero-G chess. I'm here, still waiting, still hoping. Your friend always." Maya, her finger hovered over the send button. And this time she pressed it. The next few days passed slowly. Maya worked in silence, fixed communication relays, monitored cargo drones. The base hummed with life, but inside her, a quiet ache remained, until one evening her tablet lit up. Incoming message. Sender, Jonah E. Subject, green skies, blue hearts her. Hands trembled as she opened the message. "Maya, I read your message 5 times before replying. I didn't know what to say because I thought I lost the right to. Things here have been hard. The planet is beautiful, but lonely. I kept meaning to write, but every time I sat down, I felt ashamed. You never left my thoughts. I still have the Earth pin. I wear it every day. It reminds me that home isn't just a place, it's people like you. It's people who believe in something better. You once told me Earth's real strength wasn't its armies, but its people who care. I didn't understand that then, but I do now. Let's not be strangers anymore. Always your friend." Jonah tears touched Maya's cheeks, but she smiled. The stars outside didn't feel cold now. They felt like bridges. Maybe distance couldn't break the bonds that made humanity strong. Maybe. Earth's real army wasn't soldiers. It was hope. And she had just remembered how to use it. Every evening, Leo sat by the window of observation room 4, watching the stars flicker like tiny candles in the dark. His job was to monitor deep space frequencies from the human colonies, most of them silent, calm, routine. But for Leo, one. The voice had gone quiet. Rena, she was a communications tech, just like him. They met at the Orbital Academy and trained side by side for 4 years. She was always laughing, always brave, and always the first to speak up when something was wrong. She made the world brighter. Then one day, she was gone, assigned to a science station near the edge of the galaxy. Sector 82 Delta, too far, too fast. They promised to stay close, to send messages every week, to share songs and little stories, even from across the stars. At first it worked. Leo would wake up to her notes funny, strange, full of wonder. But one day, her messages stopped. Just like that. No goodbye. No warning. Only silence. Leo had sent dozens of messages after that. Simple things. Hey, hope you're okay. The stars were bright today. Made me think of you. But nothing. Came back. He wondered if she got tired of him. Maybe life out there was better. Maybe she found someone else, someone funnier, someone stronger. Or maybe something had gone wrong. The thought burned in his chest. He leaned back in his chair, staring at the monitor. Another day, another blank screen. He sighed and pulled out a small crystal pendant from his pocket, the one Rena gave him before she left. You'll need this, she had joked, for good luck. And to remember to smile. But he hadn't. Smiled in weeks. Still nothing? Asked Officer Grace as she walked in with her report log. Leo shook his head. Same silence. She paused. I heard Sector 82 had a power disruption last month. Maybe they're still recovering. Maybe, Leo said, trying to believe it, but it's been too long. Grace placed a hand on his shoulder. She's a human like you. Resilient. If anyone can find a way back, it's someone who trained with you. Leo gave a soft nod, but in his heart he wasn't sure. That night he didn't sleep. He stared at the stars, thinking of Rena, how she used to laugh at their training failures, how she'd dreamt of seeing a nebula up close, how she once told him being human means you don't give up on people, even when they drift away. That's when something sparked in his mind, she might still be out there, waiting for him to not give up. The next morning, Leo made a plan, not to sit and wait but to act. He used his free time to recheck old logs. He studied her last message trail, coordinates, timing, frequency bands. He even rewired part of his Station 2 boost signal reach. She had been sending messages on a damaged line. Maybe, just maybe, he could hear her again. Days turned into a week. The other officers noticed his change. He looked tired, but focused, driven. You're chasing a ghost, someone said. No, Leo replied. I'm reaching for someone who hasn't stopped being important. Then, one quiet morning, console blinked. Incoming signal origin, Sector 82 Delta weak interference. Detected. Leo's heart jumped. His hands shook as he opened the stream.
Out.
It wasn't video, not even audio.
Out.
Just text, broken, fragmented. But it was her. Signal down. Still here. Tried every day. Miss home, miss you. Leo covered his mouth with his hands. His eyes stung. She had never stopped trying. She was just lost in silence. He began typing, heart racing. Rena, it's me. I never stopped listening. We're still here. I'm still here. You're not alone. The message went through. It might take hours for her to see it. There, out in the stars. A thread of light. Officer Grace walked in and saw him smiling for the first time in weeks. Did something happen? She asked. Leo nodded. Yeah, I think Earth's real strength isn't in ships or weapons. It's in people who keep trying. People who never let go? She smiled. Sounds like you just found your strength again. That night, Leo sat by the window again, holding the crystal pendant. The stars didn't feel cold anymore. They felt like hope, and this time he knew Rena was looking at them too. Kai sat alone in the sound chamber of the interstellar music lab. It was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that made you feel heavy inside. His fingers hovered over the digital piano keys, but he didn't press them. Not today. He used to play. Every morning, soft, sweet melodies that echoed through the Earth-based Harmony station, where humans and aliens studied the science of sound together. Music was Earth's gift to the stars. But now the melodies inside him had gone silent. All because of Mira. She had been his best friend, his duet partner. The only one who understood the language he didn't need words for. He made music that moved hearts, even those of species that couldn't speak. Then Myra left. She was selected to join the Galactic culture vessel Aloria, a traveling ship that visited alien worlds to teach harmony and emotion through sound. It was an honor, a dream, Kai had smiled and told her. He was proud, but after she left, he didn't feel proud. He felt empty. At first, she sent recordings, her laugh, a strange bird call from a distant moon, a song she wrote just for him, called Still Listening. What those stopped 2 months ago, it sent messages, some with music, some just asking if she was okay. No reply. Now the silence had grown so large it filled the room. Filled his heart. Kai walked across the lab to a small window. Outside, the galaxy stretched forever, cold and beautiful. But to him, it just looked like space where someone important had disappeared. He missed her. More than he could explain, he reached for a memory chip and played one of their old recordings. It was from the first performance they ever gave, a simple human lullaby mixed with alien tones. Myra's voice was bright and full of life. His piano backed her with quiet strength. Together, they created something pure. Tears stung his eyes. "Why did you stop writing, Mira?" he whispered. "Did you forget me? Not to play, but just to be near the keys." He didn't know how to reach her. Didn't even know where the culture vessel was now. It moved constantly, following no map. He felt powerless. And yet, wasn't that what it meant to be human? Keep trying, Evan, when everything seemed impossible? Later that night, Kai visited the audio archive, stored sound waves from hundreds of worlds. A small idea formed in his mind. What if? He created something so powerful, so emotional, that even light years away, she might feel it. Not a message, not a request, it's just music. The next day he began composing. He used Earth's heartbeat as the bass rhythm, slow and steady. Then layered it with gentle strings, soft piano, and the echo of Mira's favorite harmony, the sound of wind across the Martian plains. He called the song, "Come Back When You Can." It wasn't sad, it was hopeful, quiet wish across the stars. When it was done, he uploaded it to the Galactic frequency stream, where beings from every corner of the galaxy shared art and sound. He tagged it with a simple note, "To the one who taught me to listen. I'm still here, still waiting." Then he waited. Days passed, no reply, but he kept checking. Every night before sleep, he opened the stream and hoped, until one afternoon. He found a new post under his song, a reply, no name, just a message attached to a recording. "I never stopped listening. I just got lost. Your song found me again." Kai's heart raced as he opened the audio file. It was a new version of their duet. His melody, but with her voice added again, stronger, deeper, filled with longing and light. She was still out there.
Oh.
And she had heard him. A week later, a message arrived from the culture vessel's relay station. They had received many letters, praising a new Earth song that brought peace to alien listeners. Some even cried creatures that had never felt emotion before. They asked for more. Kai smiled through his tears. Music, like hope, didn't need coordinates sometimes. Earth didn't fight with power, it reached out with beauty. Sometimes, its army was made of hearts that didn't give up. And across the galaxy, one voice had found another again. Ellie stared at the empty notebook in front of her. She had been trying to write something, anything, for the past hour, but her hand wouldn't move. Her pen rested quietly between her fingers. The page remained blank, just like the space. She now felt inside. He was gone. Not forever. Not in a bad way. It's just Far Theo had been her closest friend since childhood. He was smart, curious, always asking questions about the stars. When they both joined the Earth Youth Exploration Program, they trained together for months. They laughed, studied late into the night, and planned where they'd go someday. But she never thought he'd be chosen first. Now he was on a ship heading to Colony Terrace, 6 light years away at first. She thought it would be fine. Messages could travel, and they promised to stay in touch. For a few weeks they did. Short videos, little updates, silly jokes. But then Theo stopped replying. Maybe the connection was broken. Or maybe he was too busy. Or maybe he didn't care anymore. She missed him. Not just his voice, or his laugh, but the way he made her feel seen, understood, not alone. Now, even surrounded by others at the exploration center, Ellie felt like a ghost. She closed the notebook and picked up a small memory cube. It contained the last video he sent her. She had watched it too many times. "Hey, Elle," he had said, smiling in the recording. "You'd love it here. The sunsets are purple, and the grass hums when the wind blows. Yeah, seriously, I miss Earth sometimes. I miss our walks after training. Miss you too. More than I say. I'll send more soon. Promise." That had been 3 months ago. No new messages since then. Ellie pressed her forehead to the table. "Why did you stop writing?" she whispered. She wanted to send him something, say how she felt. But every time she tried, the words inside her got stuck. What if he had moved on? No? What if he didn't feel the same anymore? Still, something inside her, the part that still believed, told her not to give up. Later that evening, Ellie walked out to the edge of the academy garden. It was quiet there, peaceful. The stars above looked like tiny memories. Shining down through the sky, she pulled out her notebook again and began to write, not a message to send, just words she needed to say. "Dear Theo, I don't know where you are right now, or if you'll ever read this. I miss you. I miss the way you used to look at the sky and talk about everything you wanted to discover. I miss walking next to you, knowing I had someone who understood me. Things feel strange now. I feel like part of me left when you did. Not because you wanted to hurt me, but because things changed. And that's okay. But I guess I just wanted to remember what it felt like to talk to you. Even if it's only through these pages. We humans do that, don't we? We write. We remember. We keep going, even when we're scared. If you can still hear me out there, even in your own way, I hope you're okay, and I hope you haven't forgotten me. Always your friend." She didn't send the letter. Not yet. She tucked it into her pocket and breathed deeply. The air felt lighter somehow. Maybe that was what it meant to be human. Not always knowing what to do, but trying anyway. Reaching out, hoping, loving, without needing to be asked. The next morning, Ellie went back to her usual routine. She trained, helped other cadets, studied space maps. She smiled more, quietly, gently, but it was real. Then one evening she heard a beep from her comes terminal. "Incoming message TERRA6. Her heart jumped. She ran across the room and opened it. "Hey, Elle, I'm sorry. We lost full signal when a storm hit the colony. I've been trying to get through for weeks. I didn't forget you. I never could. I still carry the photo of us in my bunk. I still talk to you in my head every day. I hope you're okay. Write back when you can. I miss you." Theo Ellie couldn't stop smiling. Tears slipped down her face, but they weren't sad. Somewhere deep in space, someone she loved had never stopped remembering her. She opened her notebook again this time. She didn't hesitate. She wrote him back. Maybe Earth's true strength wasn't in ships or machines. Maybe it was in small moments like this when hearts reached across galaxies and still found each other. Humanity didn't give up. They remembered. They hoped. Kept writing, even in silence. That was their true power. Tariq sat at the observatory's edge, watching the star field shift above Horizon Station. He had stared at the same stars every night for months now. But tonight, they felt farther away than ever, just like Allah. She had left 6 months ago, chosen as one of the first humans to join the Galactic Cultural Exchange. A big honor. Was always the brave one, always chasing new adventures, while Tariq preferred staying grounded, close to home, close to Earth. But he hadn't expected to miss. Heard this much: they had grown up together, gone to the same schools, watched the same stars from his rooftop. She used to joke that if he ever stopped being so serious, he'd see how full of light the universe could be. Now, without her, everything felt dim at first. Allah had messaged him often quick videos, strange alien food reviews, notes about her travels, but slowly her updates stopped. Maybe it was signal trouble. Maybe she was too busy. Or maybe she had moved on. Tariq kept all her messages saved. Sometimes he replayed them late at night, just to hear her laugh. He never told anyone how much he missed her. He didn't know how. He had written her hundreds of times, but never hit send. That evening, Tariq walked to the Central Duma, giant open-air garden, under the glass sky of Horizon Station, his favorite place to think. He sat on a bench under the soft blue lights, watching an alien flower slowly open in the night air. He took out his small message pad, the one Ayla had given him before she left. "Use this when words matter," she had said with a wink. He opened a new page. "Hi, Ayla. I've written so many messages, but none of them ever felt right, so I didn't send any now. I realize maybe that was my mistake. I thought I had time. I thought you'd always be close, even far away. But the distance between us is bigger than I imagined. Not just stars, but silence. I miss you. I miss the way you used to talk about the future like it was something we could build. I miss how you made every day brighter, even when things were hard. You always believed that people could stay connected no matter how far they traveled. I want to believe that too. So this time, I'm sending this message, even if you don't reply. Even if it takes months to reach you, because I don't want the distance to win. Your quiet friend." Tariq pressed send before he could change his mind, and for the first time in weeks, he breathed easy. The days passed slowly. Tariq went back to his duties monitoring star drift, helping students with their navigation charts and cleaning telescope lenses. He didn't expect an answer. He just felt lighter, knowing he finally said what was on his heart. One afternoon, as he was repairing a solar panel, his comlink beeped. Message received from Ilahi's hands froze. With shaking fingers, he opened the message. "Tariq, I don't even know how to start. When your message arrived, I cried. I'm not even embarrassed to say that I didn't stop writing to you because I forgot. I stopped because I was scared. Everything here is beautiful, but strange. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't want to show you how lonely I actually was. I didn't think you needed to hear that. But I never stopped thinking about you. Never. Stopped wishing I was back on that rooftop with you, laughing at the stars. Hearing from you reminded me I'm not alone. Not really. I'm still me. Still your friend. Still hoping. Thank you for not giving up." Always a Tariq closed his eyes, letting the words sink in. He looked up at the stars through the glass dome. They didn't feel far anymore. They felt like a bridge. Connection. Maybe the galaxy was wide and silent at times, but humans had something special. They reached across that silence. They didn't give up on each other, even when it was hard, even when it hurt. That was their strength. That was their hope. And maybe, just maybe, it was the reason the galaxy needed them. Juno leaned against the railing of the outer deck on Station Lysara, looking down at the strange blue world turning slowly below. This wasn't Earth. It didn't smell like home. It didn't sound like home. And without Kira, it didn't feel like home either. She sighed. She had always thought she was the strong one, logical, calm, unshaken by distance or change. Kira had been the warm heart between them. Bright, talkative, full of dreams. They balanced each other perfectly until Kira got accepted into the Stellar Peace Academy, until she left. They had hugged one last time on the shuttle platform. Kira had said, "We'll still talk. Every week. We'll make it work." For a while they did. The first few weeks were filled with messages, voice calls, little videos of what Kira was learning. Juno replied with small stories about her own work on Lysara's climate domes. But then the messages stopped. Slowly, one skipped week, then two. Then silence. Now it had been 2 months. Juno didn't know what to think. Did Kira get too busy? Did she change? Or had she simply decided Juno wasn't part of her new life anymore? Juno missed her more than she could say. But every time she'd tried to write something, the words stuck in her throat froze on the screen. She didn't want to sound needy, didn't want to beg. She just didn't want to be forgotten. That night, she walked through the quiet garden dome, where alien flowers glowed softly in the dark. She found her usual bench near the edge, where she could see the curve of the planet through the glass ceiling. She opened her pad again. A blank message screen waited. For a long time, she stared at it. Then finally, she began to type. "Hi, Kira. It's been a while. I guess I've started this message 100 times and deleted it every time. I didn't want to sound sad or angry or lost, but I think I've been all of those lately. I miss you. I don't mean that in a clingy way. You were my person, my balance. And now, every time something funny or strange or frustrating happens, I catch myself turning to tell you. But you're not there. It's not your fault. I know life changes. People move forward. I just wanted to say that I still care, still remember. And I'm still here, in case you ever need someone to come home to. Always." Juno she didn't hit send, not yet. Instead, she closed her eyes and whispered into the night, "I hope you're okay out there." The next few days were filled with routine, checking humidity levels, reviewing data from the atmosphere towers, adjusting oxygen vents. Work helped her keep busy, but her heart still ached. Then one afternoon, she returned to her quarters to find a blinking light on her pad. Incoming video from Kira. Juno froze. Her breath caught. Trembling fingers. She opened it. Kira appeared on screen, looking a little older, a little tired, but still with that same bright smile that had always made Juno feel safe. "Juno," she said softly. "I'm sorry." She paused, looking down for a moment before continuing. "I didn't mean to go silent. Things here got so fast, so big, and I started to feel like I was changing, like I had to become someone new. And I guess I thought, maybe I didn't fit into your world anymore." She looked up again, eyes glistening. "But the truth is, I never stopped thinking about you. I missed you every single day. I just didn't know how to come back after being quiet for so long." Pause. "But your message found me. In hearing your words, it reminded me of who I really am." Kira smiled again. "I'm still your person, if you'll still have me." Juno stared at the screen, tears slipping down her cheeks. She whispered, "Always." And this time she did hit send. Later that night, under the same soft stars, Juno sat in the garden dome again. The glass above her sparkled with the glow of distant suns. Somewhere out there, Kira was watching the same stars. Maybe they were, apart in distance, but not in heart. Because humans weren't built to give up. They were made to reach out, to keep hope alive, to carry love across galaxies, even when the silence stretched long, even when the message was hard to send. They still tried. That was the power of being human. That was the beginning of finding their way back. Myra stood on the edge of the observation platform aboard the Starship Horizon. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, but her thoughts were with someone far Wanako, the one she cared about most. Nico had left months ago to join a distant exploration mission beyond known space. Before he left, they promised to stay close, to share everything. But as time passed, the calls grew fewer, the messages less frequent, until silence filled the space between them. Mira felt a heavy sadness she couldn't shake. The distance wasn't just physical, it was a quiet loneliness. It's the kind that makes you question if you still matter to someone. She touched the small pendant Nico had given her before departure. It was a simple stone that glowed softly, a reminder of their connection. Every day. She tried to reach out to find the right words, but fear held her back. What if Nico had moved on? What if she was only holding on to memories? Still, she knew, deep inside, that humans were made for hope, for connection, for fighting even when the odds seemed against them. So tonight, decided to try once more. Mira sat at the communication console and started to type. Hi, Nico. I don't know if you'll see this right away, or if it will take time to reach you, but I want you to know I'm here. I miss you. The silence has been hard, but I'm holding on to hope. I believe in us, no matter how far apart we are. If you feel lost too, remember the stars we watched together. They're still shining, and so am I. I hope we can find our way back to each other. Always, Mira. Her finger hovered over the send button, heart pounding. Then she pressed it. Days went by. Mira kept busy with her duties, repairing sensors, helping the crew, and watching the stars. Every evening, she looked for a sign, a message. Anything from Nico. One day, the console beeped with an incoming signal. Her breath caught as she opened it. Nico's voice came through, shaky but real. Mira, I'm sorry for the silence. The mission was harder than I expected. I felt distant, lost in my own fears. But hearing from you, it reminds me of who I am, of who we are. You're never alone. Not really. I'm coming home. Tears filled Myra's eyes as hope blossomed inside her. She stood beneath the stars, feeling their light connect to souls separated by distance but united by unbreakable hope. Humans weren't just survivors. They were fighters of the unseen. Battles of the heart, and Mira knew this was only the beginning.